Yo, yo, yo. So it is the Trumpinator, really, against robowindsurf. Down in the bottom here, we have the Trumpinator, all in capitals. It's the Donald himself. And up in the top, we have the Terran player, robowindsurf. One of these players is Nils, and the other one of these players is Lowenna, I think. Isn't it? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is. What am I doing? Okay, production tab is up for you as always, and there is the Overlord. Let's get the name tags up because that's my new favorite thing. Let's hide that if we can. I wish there was a way that you could like hide all of this gubbins but not hide the mini-map. There doesn't seem to be. Anyway, let's see what these players crack out. So yeah, Nils down at the bottom, playing as Zerg. And I know that he was practicing in Hilbert today. He was in there for a little while, so let's see if he's been polishing a particular build or if he's just been, you know, practicing his chops and getting handy. Lowenna building the depot at the front here. Might I suggest a bit more over here so that you can use it to block this ramp, but not to worry. And it's a 2 depot opener, so Lowenna taking no chances in terms of getting supply blocked or anything like that. Building workers though, and that's the key thing. Look at this guy. So we stash of minerals there. Got minerals, so have I, and so have I. And it's another depot. Okay. I don't think we are going to see robowindsurf become supply blocked at any point in the very near future. These workers that are holding minerals, standing doing nothing, you know, get them back on task. Get them on task. And if you're playing the game, if you are playing the game, there is not available for me as the sort of spectator in the replay, but there is the F1 button. Will select for you any idle worker, and if you press if you press Control F1, I'm pretty sure it will select for you all your idle workers, and there is an idle worker count on the left of your screen somewhere. So you know that's the sort of thing that is worth just casting your eye over every now and again. Just glance at that and think to yourself, hang on, I've got workers doing nothing. Doesn't really matter where they are. I can use the F1 key to grab them and get them back to work mining for me. You know, get them back down the pits. Make them earn their keep. So Trumpinator with the double expo, that's what I'm talking about. No messing about here. In the production tab we only see a hatch. The pool is finished, no gas yet, so I'm not expecting any speed for quite a long time, because he's going to need to build gas. He's going to need to mine 100 gas before we can get speed up for these lings. This does look like it is a complete wall, I think. Yeah, I think that's a complete wall. So robowindsurf walled in against any ling threat, and 2 racks coming down, one with a tech lab, one with a reactor. Well, that I wasn't expecting to see that. Back in the day, that was a build all right. You build 2 racks, one with the tech lab, one with the reactor. The one with the tech lab, it does one of 2 things. It either cranks out a combat shield, while the other is just pumping out marines, and then you march across the map with a bunch of combat shield marines at an early stage. Alternatively, the one with the tech lab pumps out a marauder or 2, while the other one pumps out marines, and you march across the map with marine marauder at an early stage. This is a bit late to be that type of cheesy build, but you know, this is I like what I'm saying with this pair of buildings. Not so keen on the queue of marauders. You know, there's 300 minerals parked here, isn't there? And that could be 2 other racks, so that you could be building 4 units at a time. But not to worry, not to worry. Look, here he comes, the Trumpinator. Hang on. What? Let's just take a look here. Yep. It actually is Donald Trump. You can tell by the hair and the skin tone there. It actually is Donald Trump himself. Unbelievable. In a game of StarCraft. Okay, here they come. What are they going to get done? I don't know. Not much, I don't think. They're not going to be able to get through this wall so long as robowindsurf moves the units into this sort of area so that they can shoot these. There are 2 SC... Oh dear. Oh, that is slightly disappointing. Turns out there is a hole in the wall. But these marauders, these marines should see this. Marauders are remarkably tough. and probably none of them will die. Maybe a couple of Marines might go down. So in the end, perhaps just one. So there we go, 16 units killed by our Terran player. So really what you need to do is get your units over there and defend this wall. Possibly send these SCVs over to repair these damaged buildings. No, don't kill that, that's irrelevant. Kill the links, kill the stuff that's attacking you. Kill this. It's here. It's here. The stuff that's attacking you is here. Go and kill it. Go and kill it. You've got more stuff than I got. Go on. Oh no. The bitter irony that the Terran player will shortly be supply blocked. No one could have seen that coming. Oh no, maybe not. This doesn't quite catch fire, so it isn't going to burn down. But it is very possible, of course. Yeah, it is a noobly. Oh, what happened here? Was I not? What? Where did all the workers go? Did this one lane? Oh no. So from a promising start, robowindsurf through a sort of spectator-like, let's stand near the enemy while the enemy kills us. Lack of activity. You know, you've actually fallen behind, if anything, because look, this Zerg has got a base here, has got a base here, not overly mining, and has got a base here that is mining. The Zerg is ahead, I think, on army supply. Oh no, actually behind on army supply, but way ahead on worker supply. And look at that income lead. That's not a comfortable place to be as the Terran. So it may very well be the case that this Terran is unaware that you can repair buildings. You might not know that for sure, and appears to be unaware that you can use E with the orbital command to drop mules on your mineral line to boost your income. But, and this is a but, what this Terran has successfully done is built units. And, you know, isn't that the point of the game? Get minerals, get gas, turn it into units. If you do that, you'll often win. Now, Evo chamber is done. The pool has been done for a long time, and the Zerg has got the sufficient gas, but no speed upgrade in sight. So maybe this gas being mined, only 2 on the gas, is going to be for Benlings. If you are playing as a Zerg against a wall, this wall does need a fix, but if you are playing against a wall, attack! You've got all these units, attack! On the Zerglings, instead of just staying in the safety of the top of the ramp, walking into certain doom. Repair, please, workers, repair. It's going to burn down. Look, it's going to burn away. Oh, that's a terrible shame. And that will supply block robowindsurf this time. So another depot coming down, but I suspect more lings on the way. Now, what I was just going to mention, if you're a Zerg player and you are playing against a Terran, one popular tactic is the Benling bust. So your Terran player typically has depots, maybe a barracks at the top of the ramp, all tightly walled in with some units behind, and you can't get in. With Benlings is how you get through that. You suicide a whole shock of Benlings up the ramp, they crash into those depots and they wreck them. The depots go down, the barracks goes down. It all goes down. If you're lucky, their Marines are standing too close to them and they go down as well. And you do all that damage at the front door. Now, one of the key things about that is that means that you can then run in with a whole stream of lings straight into the mineral line, and your Terran is then in a problematic spot. They've lost important buildings, possibly at the front door. They're probably supply blocked if you took out a couple of depots at the front door, and they've got lings in their mineral line, and none of those are comfortable places. Okay, Trumpinator, you like money, don't you? So it would seem, but not as gassy as everybody thought. Dudum, I thank you. Right, these queens hanging out, these not doing much. 4 lings in production. Why stop there? You know, you have got the larva, you have got the money. Why not just crank out all of the lings, literally all of them? Maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe that's what you're working on. Benlings in the middle of the map here, gonna sort of wriggle their way over in Benling fashion. Here they come, and they are going to go up the ramp first. Now, Benlings will not. There we go. So that last one went off. All three of the depots go down. Yeah. So that's like a Bentley bus. Almost in slow motion. Unfortunately though, this town of forces is simply too big for you to deal with. Bentley's are fantastic against Marines, absolutely superb against them. You know, a couple of Bentley's could easily kill huge numbers of Marines, and a popular thing to do with them is to research burrow, and burrow the Bentley's in key places on the map. So for example, you could burrow a few Bentley's dotted here, you could burrow a few Bentley's dotted maybe a bit closer somewhere about here. So if the Terran moves down, this is about the position that the Marines would stand in to shoot at the hatch. So the Terran comes down to here, the burrowed Bentley's are underneath them, you highlight your Bentley's, you press X, and all that stuff is dead. Okay. But to do that, first you would need to research burrow. Yeah, another thing worth noting, if you are using Bentley's, no upgrades, if you're using Bentley's, they will not automatically attack enemy structures. They will only automatically attack enemy units. So unlike pretty much any other unit in the game that I can think of, if you click some Bentley's to say this point, the Bentley's will ignore these buildings. They will hit the SCVs, they will hit these Marines, but they will ignore the buildings. So if you are trying for a Bentley bust and it is a complete wall with units behind it, the Bentley's will not automatically suicide into the buildings. They will run up to them and wriggle backward and forward being shot. So you have to tell them to attack the buildings. And that's quite important. Yeah, one at a time isn't the way to go up around it. And that's what happens. None. Come on, robowindsurf. Move the units clear of the ramp, please. Or just wait for the roaches to come to you when it's time to die hideously. Like, oh no, not this again. I'm not sure I can take it. If we lose all these depots to like 3 Bentley's, I'm not sure I can take it. Look, you've got so many units. It's only 3. It's only 3. Sorry, don't grab it. Oh, come on. Should look how quickly they get shredded. Why wouldn't you move your units? Why wouldn't you move them? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Trumpinator, what are you doing? What are you doing, Trumpinator? You're doing roughly 17 things a minute is what you're doing. So you're probably thinking, oh, Queens, let's spit on this hatch. You're probably thinking, I've got a lot of money, let's turn it into awesome stuff. You're possibly thinking, I've got a lot of money, not so much gas, let's mine some gas. And you are mining gas. Well done. So any further tech coming down? We have a lair in what? Already got a lair, I think. Yeah, so a few Zerg players making this. Oh no, there isn't a lair. Sorry, my bad. There is no lair. Okay, so lair in production, that will enable further upgrades, but I'm not so sure many upgrades have happened so far. Ling speed and overlord speed, interestingly. So maybe what I would like to see, but I don't think I will, I don't think the players know about it. What I'd like to see is these overlords to be turned into to be given the ability to transport units, because if you've got overlord speed and you've got Bentley's, you put the Bentley's in the overlords, you fly the overlords into your opponent's base, and you drop the Bentley's on them. These Ravagers could do a lot of damage here. They, with this corrosive file ability, shoot stuff up very high up into the air. It takes a long time to land, but when it does land, it does heinous amounts of splash damage. So if Trumpinator knows that he can do that, he can just lay down fire all over this. And when it lands, there it is. See how much damage it does. These Marauders are really tough, but look at the damage done to that from 125 to 5 in pretty much one shot. So, given that there are no medivacs out for robowindsurf, and that this base is going to be mined out soon, if we click on those minerals, we can see there's only a few hundred minerals left. These units are becoming damaged, and sooner or later, robowindsurf is going to have to move her units and even venture outside of the base, as daunting a prospect as that may be. The Zerg, meanwhile, is spreading like Zerg does. I'd like to see the Zerg spreading creep, but again, might not know that that is a thing. Oh look, it does know that that's a thing. Look here, one creep tuner. So, you know, keep that going, continue to spread creep, make sure your bases are joined by creep. Two important things that that does for you. Your units move a lot faster on creep, with the exception of workers, and additionally creep grants you vision of all the areas that it is on. So anything tries to sneak in, anything that tries to have a look around, you will know that it is there. So, you know, by this stage in the game, you want your bases joined by creep, and you want your half of the map to basically be covered in creep if you're able to do that. The only time that isn't necessarily an advantage is if your opponent is a Zerg. I don't know when this will be posted and when my game from last night is posted, but at one point I was actually killing my own creep tuners because my opponent was a Zerg and they were using speed banelings against me, so I was deliberately removing creep from the map to slow units down. Okay, let's take stock. That's the units killed tab. So as we can see, quite a number of Zerg units have died in an effort to come up this ramp. If we look at the it's good. What robowindsurf needs to do here from a micro standpoint, you can see initially there that only the units at the front were shooting. These ones behind wanted to be shooting. You know, marauders love nothing more than to shoot stuff, but they couldn't. So, you know, one way to do that is to grab all the units, just move it toward your opponent a little bit, and then move again, just so that more of your units are engaging at once. And if you're feeling fancy, you can do that repetitively. So move forward, shoot, move forward, shoot, move forward, shoot, move forward, shoot. Time it roughly with the marauder shots and you'll be doing okay. You won't really be firing at a slower rate than you would standing still, but you'll also be moving forward and engaging more and more units over time. The other way she could have done it would have been to lower these supply depots and simply move these guys around the back. Now this is an interesting setup you don't see every day, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, this Zerg then on roughly 1 million bases. So why is the income only 600? What's happening here? Oh, that's why. Look, just this one worker. Did Trumpinator transfer the workers from these perfectly good mineral patches to these further away ones? Or were there just never any workers here? I don't know. Oh look, here's some. And here's a few. Yeah, so, you know, these bases aren't really doing you much good if you're not mining. On the other hand, you don't need money, so sure, why not? The one thing these bases will give you is a lot more larvae, so when you do decide to spend some money, you'll definitely have the larvae to do it. Moving units, that's what I'm talking about, robowindsurf. Look at them go. See the creep, see the creep, see the... Look at these. Shoot those. Come on, go and shoot stuff. So, yeah, robowindsurf doing a reasonable job of building an army. Let's have a look at the army supply. Still leading in that respect. Not such a good job of the upgrades, as we can see. None so far. Whereas quite a few upgrades of various sorts for the Zerg player. So what do these guys need to do? The Zerg is going up to Spire and even has an infestation pit done. Zerg, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to turn all this money into stuff. Look, those are larvae doing nothing. Here are larvae doing nothing. Here are larvae doing nothing. Here are larvae doing nothing. You've got so much money, you've got so many larvae, turn them all into units and then go and kill your opponent. robowindsurf, here's what I'd like you to do. I seriously want you to start moving around the place with these units. Don't simply ignore an enemy near you. go and kill it. So look, this Zerg base, this shouldn't be allowed to happen. You could even shoot it from up here if you're feeling a bit nervous. But go and destroy it. You've got a reasonable force. Look at the size of this army. It's a robust army. Even without the upgrades, it isn't bad. So the Terran has mined out a home, but is now successfully mining from here. So, you know, income-wise, despite that multitude of bases, the Zerg not very far ahead. It does have the big bank, but, you know, you've got some money, continue to build stuff, but more importantly, move out. You will not win the game by staying at home, ever. I'm pretty sure that's a fact of StarCraft. It is impossible to win by staying at home. Another top tip, a quick lesson learned here, is don't take on large numbers of Marines with Mutalisks. It doesn't work. The DPS from a group of Marines is about as high as anything, really. Marines have actually a surprisingly high DPS. Stim Marines, I think, might be the highest DPS in the game per supply. Might be. Or it might be carriers. Tough one. If you had like 200 supply of Marines with Stim, the output from that is absolutely phenomenal, and that might be more than anything. But then again, 200 supply carriers is pretty badass too. Who knows? Yeah. So we're at a bit of a quiet point in the game. Times like this, I like to reminisce about, you know, StarCraft back in the day, before you had fancy stuff like swarm hosts. Oh, hello. Interesting. Yeah, that didn't go so well. Swarm hosts need to burrow in order to be effective. They can shoot without burrowing now, but really that's their key use. They can fire while burrowed, so you just burrow them, and every now and again you fire like little things out of them that are a bit horrible, a bit like lings. Just kind of weird flying little things that drop down and attack stuff. Okay, looks like we are finally going to see some sort of movement. There's a whole bunch of Terran here. And that's absolutely fine. It's a pretty short march across the gap in between. These are the things that come from the swarm hosts. Look at them, they're horrible. These are some so move out this other force to come and help, and just sandwich this third force and crush it. I mean, you should take your time anyway, but you know, better still, if all of your units are there, you will lose much less. These are Terran amateurs, so for the time being ignore them and shoot the roaches, because focus the roaches one at a time, you'll see them all. All of us is going to die, all of it. But yeah, oh, what's an SCV and that's a Reaper? Okay, they have no place in this fight, so where are the rest of your units? Here they come. I kind of have it with Reapers in this league. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Terrans, stop building Reapers. Just don't do it, please. Don't do it. They're not any good. Reapers, you know, build our Reaper and use it to scout. If you're not going to scout with it, then don't build them at all. Definitely don't build them as a kind of fighting unit, because they're just not really. These infestors have just come to watch while these Zergans slowly nibble away at it. Come on, Robo, come on, you've got an army, march it across there and kill the stuff that is trying to eat your base. Kill it. Kill it. It's very much like, the point of the game. Oh, that is going to happen. Well, these infestors, you know, these are expensive units, they cost a fair amount of gas, so this Terran army hopefully can get in here and do some shooting. Not smashing, please do some shooting, please. Oh no, they're like on a move command, because they're all trying to shoot that one infestor. I don't know what's happening here. What's going on? Seriously, what's going on? What is happening in this game? There's a roach corpse just evaporating or something. I don't know. How many times have the depots here been nibbled to death by 300 times? These investors sniffing constantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the smallest Zergon eagle I've ever seen come off 5 bases. Okay, these units cunningly parked at the front door. What they need to do is go and kill the... well, I suppose actually not anymore. Why bother to defend an empty patch of ground? What they need to do though is kill this stuff. I mean, that's your base. It's like, I heard you like bases. How do you like my base in your base? I think this game is all but over. At this point, the Terran is mining, but only has these 2 barracks to produce from. The Zerg, on the other hand, has all of these bases over the map to produce from. Finally, the Zerg is going to march in here and just kill. So, what can we learn from this? Don't stay home. Move out. Is one of the things we've learned. Yeah. I think this is going to be the GG moment shortly. Don't let Zergs expand in your expo. Don't let them do it. And what else? What other objectives did you pick up along the way? Oh yeah, don't build Reapers. Don't build a Reaper. See, here comes this pen line. Just not attacking the stuff because it doesn't see any units. It only sees buildings. Yeah, focused on the gas. Don't worry about that. So, robowindsurf refusing to quit. No GGs here. No. You're gonna have to come and find me. I think for one of these casts I'm gonna try and like line up some background music so that I can like, you know, pause it and play it in the background. It's all over. It is all over. That was unnecessarily long, I felt, but you know, we learned some things from it. So it's all good. robowindsurf has left again. Trumpinator, GG. You're too late, Trump. She can no longer hear you. Okay, GG.